Hi and welcome back. Dorota, Palicka, International Nail Artist and Educator here. And today we are going to do another highly requested tutorial on the shape and structure. And this is going to be a square, kind of tapered square French look. Check this out. Yeah, I will explain step by step the structure, form placement, nail prep, also how to do a pinching as well to achieve really nice tapered square look and the French application. So I hope you will really enjoy this tutorial. If you do and new to this channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're existing channel lover, just let me know down in the comments below what you think about those type of tutorials. Let's start. So for this square nail, we are going to use my thumb, and I will show you exactly from the start to finish how to achieve the nice square nail. And we are going to do a little bit of tapered square just because that's the type of shape I like. I like to taper my nails a little bit so they look really nice and slick. So I'm just removing the shine from my natural nail plate, and I'm cleaning the free edge, so make sure it's nice and rounded shape and there is no bits and pieces underneath, because this is going to affect how you your form placement. So I'm just keeping it nice and clean. Remove the dust and then dehydrate the nail plate with the blue scrub. The forms which you are going to use, that's the Nail Perfect sculpting forms, and I'll show you how to trim it. So I just pull the sticker and I place on the back of my form. I always leave a tiny wee gap in here because I want to cut my form as well. And then pre-pinch it a little bit in between the fingers, and now we can cut it. So I'm cutting the first row of my form just to make it wider so my nail folds don't disturb with the form application, and it's also going to be much easier to pinch it. Because the nails are, the free edge of the nail has like a natural smile line, I need to cut out this natural smile line here as well so the form fits in better. So just a wee tiny one. And then I need to measure the size of my nail plate. So I'm going like this. And then we need to do some cuts. We need to take into the consideration that the form is going to bend, so I need to give an extra. So my nail length is just about there, but I need to give it extra room. So it's just going to be here plus an extra room. So I'm doing 2 cuts on the sides, so this way I can get a nicer pinch. And just roll that in between your fingers. You can also do those kind of movement as well. It's quite nice to get a good shape. And that's form is prepared now, and I can close the first tabs which are on the bottom here. Don't close the tabs in here. It is a square shape, so we can't close that. I mean, unless you're going for a very short square, then yes, you can close that because it's not going to affect the shape. So I'm placing it right in the middle, and now I'm closing my form. So here is the widest point, and that's where I'm start closing the form. I also want my form to go nice and straight as well, like from the side view. I don't want the form to drop down. Okay, and keep the tab open. You can also press it here with your finger. So check this view out here. The form is nice and open, as we are going to do a square shape. Okay, once this form is applied, I'm going to use an extra dehydrator because during the foam application quite often we touch the nails and we want them to be prepped nice. You can also check the side view as well, and then the universal air bond. So I wait for it to dry, apply the universal air bond, and then we can start sculpting. Just like with the previous sculpting techniques, I will be using pinching clamps provided for the gel. So they has to be clear. Don't use the metal ones or don't use the plastic ones because they are for acrylics. They are not for the gel nails. And the gel we're going to use is a light rose fiber gel. It's like uncover gel. And we will create the French look as well. Hit the share button if you like those type of tutorials so the other people can see it as well. Please. And I'm cleaning my brush with the UV cleanser because there might be some dust on it or other bits and pieces. Okay, so I'm just securing my hand and let's start building this nail. First, tiny bit of the product which goes on the entire nail plate, just on the natural nail. And look how close I can get around the cuticle area, nice and thin. So very nice and thin around the cuticle area, and then I can add a tiny bit more. I'm basically just brushing it on almost like a nail polish, because this is not a stage where we are building the structure. It is only the skeleton of the nail. I'm picking up another scoop of the product, and now I can start building up my extension. Again, just brush it on. And we are working on the square nail, so there are some lines which I need to follow, and that's those lines here. Okay, same on the other side. And because I've got just a little bit of the product, I'm not bothered about running on the sides because there is not much product. And at this stage, I also like to do a little bit above the line, just so I've got some extra spare product to file and I'm not missing on my side walls. Okay, so you can see I have done straight line because that's how the square nail is going to look. And I've got straight line from the other side as well. Okay, it looks really wide and bulky, so we need to give it a good pinch. I'm going to place my hand into the lamp for about 30 seconds because this gel cures best in 1 minute, an LED light. But if you're using a different product, just follow your manufacturer instruction for the best curing times. And then we will be using the pinching clamps. You could also use a tweezers or a pinching tool as well. They're quite useful, like for a pinching. But the problem with the gel is that after a while it springs back, so even if you have pinched it nice, it will go back to the previous position. That's why we need the pinching clamps to secure it and hold the shape in there. Okay, so I have given it half a time cure. I'm just checking. Okay, and here I'm just going to give 2 seconds longer cure because of the position of the thumb. That's it. So I'm always tapping with the finger and check it. And if you're using the tweezer, you could just go like this and start pinching your nail, squeezing it a little bit into the nice shape. Or you could just, and you can already see how much nicer the nail become. And you could place the pinching clamps as well. So I'm just placing the pinching clamp and I'm cooking the nail for another 30 seconds. And after that, we have to build up the structure, and I show you the apex placement as well. And we'll pinch again. Like I like to double pinch, this way I get the most beautiful results. So I'm just cleaning my brush. And we will move on into the apex application. The apex and the structure of my nail is like I want it to go nice and straight nail, and the apex is going to give it a good strength, so it's really important. So for apex application, we need to look at the side view. I'm going to, first I explained that because like when we're working with the gel or even acrylics, there is not much time. So my apex is going to start in here, and I'm going to build it up this way and then go nice and straight on the entire nail. The easiest way to do the structure of the nail is keep your nail this direction, so the gravity helps you do the job. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm picking up a scoop of the product. remove the product and then apply it nice and even around the cuticle area. First of all, like you can see, the half a moon is going to be visible, which is absolutely beautiful for the nails. Like we don't want the cover gel or cover acrylic to be covering full moon, because it just gives a really fake looking nail enhancements. And I'm just distributing this product on the entire extension. Now I have to pick up the big scoop of the product, place the nail down the way so the gravity can help me work, and also I will be trying to show you the side view as well. And then quickly I will need to cook it. So I'm just picking up a large scoop of the product, and then I'm going to work one side, other side, one side, other side to build up my structure. So one side, other side, one side, other side, right down to the end. Don't go back, because then you create air bubbles. So this is the spine of my nail, and you can also see the apex, and now I can start smoothing it out. And by the time I put it to the lamp, the gel is going to run in the places I need it. Can already see that the gel is reaching more to the sides now, and that's how we need it. Okay, I'm going to turn it upside down for a couple seconds and then cook it. Now I can place it to the lamp. And again, we are going to give it a little bit longer this time than half a time of the curing. So if we're curing 1 minute, normally for a pinching I would cure 30 seconds. This time I'm going to cure about 40 seconds, just 10 extra seconds, because the nail itself have been, the gel have been much thicker this time, and I don't want any product explosion. Like if the product is not cured properly, the only top layer of the product is going to be hard, and everything which is inside is still going to be liquidy, so it might kind of pops out, and we don't want that. So just a couple seconds longer, and then we can pinch again. Okay, again I'm checking. You can see the side view of my apex. And now I can pinch it again. You can see how much pinch we can get. And that's already so much nicer. I want to keep that in shape, so I'm placing my clamp, put it to the lamp, just to freeze it so the product like stays in the position I want it. And then I can pull the form down and pinch it also from the other side as well. And I show you the nice C-curve we have achieved. Okay, so let me pull this form. And this is the, let me show you, just before we start filing, that's the C-curve. And now I'm going to put my finger upside down, and I place the clamp upside down too. Okay, so we can pinch even more. Cook it. So this way we'll get a really beautiful square nail. And our next step would be actually shaping and checking. First of all, checking if we're missing any products, because this way is better. You've got more control over the nail you're building, rather than trying to take too much product, and then first of all you've got much more filing, and then secondly you're losing the control over the product because you've got just too much product on your brush and you're not able to control it. Okay, so that's my square nails, nice and straight, apex here, and a beautiful C-curve. Ideally, actually, I could maybe pinch a little bit more. I'm crazy when it comes to the pinching. Like, the slimmer they are, the more happy I am. That's better. Okay, I can check if I'm missing any products. So just before I remove any inhibition layer. So here I can get a really nice and straight line. Here I can get a nice straight line, but I've got maybe a wee nick in here. So I need to check from this position if I'm filing it, if it's going to work. Yes, I'm missing a little bit of product. So I'm just going to add it on now. It's really not a big deal. And that's the easiest way to add the product. So just a drop in this corner here. And a drop on this side too. Brush it away and cook it. And then we can file my nail. Okay, that's my nail almost cured. I'm going to use the UV cleanser to remove the inhibition layer, and then we can shape it. Once again, I show you the beautiful C-curve. And let's filing it. So for a square shape, nice and straight. Nice and straight. And the biggest problem people have is they are holding the file wrong, like this way, and then they are cutting off these corners. You have to keep it really nice and straight. So nice and straight, nice and straight, nice and straight. Now I'm going to taper my square a little bit because I don't like when they are too wide. Check my C-curve. File the free edge. I'm always using exactly the same filing technique for any kind of shapes. Then file around the cuticle area, so one side first. And now we have to just smooth the nail all over. So I'm just smoothing it out. So you can see I'm not touching the apex, I'm really smoothing out just the free edge. And you can already see how the shape has changed. Again, this isn't 100% type of the nail I would do it in a salon, because most of the clients don't like them too square, don't like them more like a kind of squabble shape where we take off the corners and when the side walls are not as low. So still filing the side walls. Nice and straight, nice and straight. Straight up the free edge. I need to also keep checking my hairline if it's nice and even. And yeah, we are almost there. So what I'm going to do is just give it a couple more patches of the file and I can swap into the buffer. And with the buffer, we are going to smooth out all the surface to get a really nice square nail. So I'm just going like this all over the nail. Okay, so I've got my nail almost ready. And I show you the final shape as well. So remove the dust and then we can move on into the French look. I'm just going to give it a clean. And you can see the apex area, the side walls, which are coming in nice and straight. There is no nicks in there. That's the top view, a C-curve, and this view. So that's my square nail finished. And we can do the French. The angular brush, that's the brush I'm going to use for a French application and paint on French gel. One of my favorite ones, like you could see me working with this gel for like any kind of set of the nails I'm doing for a French application, for the designs and for everything really. And I'm just finding three most important points. So first one is a middle, and that's my middle. And then actually I support my hand, sorry guys. And then the corners of the smile line. So nice and thin. The other corner of the smile line. Nice and thin. Check, are they at the same height? Yes, they are. And now going to work into the V shape. So this is a stage when I'm just indicating where my smile line is going to be. And I'm just creating the V shape. Push the product to the smile line. Okay, and now I can start just perfecting my smile line. So I'm going to concentrate only on the smile line now, because I know what it's supposed to be. So push it in and out, in and out. Okay, one side done. Other side. And now just push everything in the middle to straighten it up. And smooth out the free edge. Okay, so I'm just pushing it in the middle. In and out, in and out. In and out, in and out. And this way we get a nice and sharp smile line. Okay, just smooth it out. If you're really fussy, you could go with your brush one more time and just touch up some places, and then we can cure it. So that's my smile line created. I'm going to cure it. Then when my nail is cured, we can just apply the top coat. The top coat, I'm going to use the High Shine No Wipe Top Gel from Dorota, and then I show you the final look. So yeah, I hope you have really enjoyed watching this tutorial. Let me know down in the comments below what you think, and also how you kind of coping with the current situation. So I'm just applying the top coat. There will be also lots of nail art tutorials as well, and if you're new in here, hit the subscribe button. Also check my previous tutorials, because it's really lots of different great classes there. Yeah, love the disasters, especially at the end of the tutorial. So I have just flooded my cuticle area and I have to clean it. Okay, so that's the nail ready to cook, and I show you the final look. Also, when you're curing the top coat, very important tip for you as well. When you take it out from the lamp, wait a couple seconds for the product to kind of cool down. If you touch it too soon, it might go dull and not as shiny. If you're working with the soak of top gels, which have, like, say example this one, so this soak of top gel has an inhibition layer, this one doesn't have an inhibition layer, and this one you have to use a product which is example a UV cleanser. I might actually show you these two products as well. It's a pretty important tip. So let me take that out. So this product is UV cleanser, and UV cleanser is designed to clean inhibition layer from the gel polishes, the sticky layer. It is not as strong as the nail dehydrator, which is a blue scrub. So sometimes we've got the products which are like kind of 2-in-1, and I'm not the fans of those products, and I explain why. So the blue scrub is a pretty strong product to kill the bacteria from your nail plate and also to dehydrate your nails. It contains the acetone in there, and if you go to remove the inhibition layer with this product, the nails might become dull. But also, if you use the product which is like a UV cleanser to dehydrate your nail plate, it's not going to work really well, and you might get some lifting. So it's better if you kind of use 2 separate ones. So that's my nail cook, and I can show you the final look. So that's the apex area, side view, top view with the smile line, C-curve, and another top view. I'm just going to clean it so it looks nice. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching Glittery Hacks, and bye now.